In a vault at Yale University's Voynich Rare Book Library, there sits a book that has defeated every codebreaker, linguist, and computer algorithm thrown at it for over a century. It's called the Voynich Manuscript, and it might be the most mysterious book ever created. 240 pages of handwritten text in an unknown script, elaborate drawings of plants that don't exist, astronomical diagrams that make no sense, naked women bathing in strange green liquid, biological systems that look alien, and not a single word that anyone can definitively translate. The book laughs at experts. Cryptographers who cracked Nazi codes couldn't crack this. Linguists who speak dozens of languages can't identify what language it even is. Computer programs that can translate ancient tablets fail completely when faced with this medieval puzzle. So what is the Voynich Manuscript? A lost language? An elaborate hoax? An alchemical textbook? A prayer book in code? Or something far stranger? Let's dive into one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries. The story begins in 1912 in Villa Mondragone near Rome. An American book dealer named Wilfred Voynich was rummaging through a chest of old manuscripts that Jesuit priests were selling to raise money. And there, among medieval prayer books and Latin texts, he found it. A book like nothing he'd ever seen. Voynich was a rare book dealer, a man who'd handled thousands of ancient manuscripts. He knew medieval Latin, Greek, Arabic. He recognized scripts, inks, binding techniques. But this was completely alien. The pages were vellum, calfskin parchment, which meant it was old and expensive to produce. The ink was consistent, suggesting a single author, or at least a unified project. The handwriting flowed naturally, not like someone laboriously inventing symbols. Whoever wrote this was fluent in whatever language this was. But what language? The text is written in an unknown alphabet of about 20 to 30 distinct characters. Some look vaguely like Latin letters. Others are completely unique. The writing flows left to right, like most European languages. Words are separated by spaces. There are paragraphs, sections, apparent chapters. It looks like language. It has the statistical properties of language. But no one can read a single word. Voynich became obsessed. He brought the manuscript back to the United States and spent years trying to decode it. He showed it to the best cryptographers of his era. Nothing. He consulted linguists and historians. Still nothing. The manuscript was eventually donated to Yale, where it remains today, still unread, still mocking every attempt to understand it. So let's talk about what's actually in this book, because the contents are as bizarre as the text. The manuscript is divided into sections based on the illustrations. Scholars have labeled these sections because, well, we can't read the actual titles. The first section is called the botanical section. Page after page of detailed plant drawings. Except here's the problem. Nobody can identify the plants. They don't match any known species, living or extinct. Some have bizarre root systems. Others have leaves in impossible configurations. A few look almost recognizable, like maybe a sunflower or a water lily, but with strange additions that don't make botanical sense. Are these real plants from some unknown region? Imaginary plants? Symbolic representations? Encrypted images where the plants themselves are code? We don't know. The next section is astronomical or astrological. Here we find circular diagrams, charts that look like zodiac wheels, drawings of stars and celestial bodies. Some pages fold out to reveal elaborate cosmic maps. There are symbols that might be zodiac signs, but they're not quite right. The whole thing feels like astronomy from a parallel universe. Then comes the biological section, and this is where things get really weird. Pages full of naked women, drawn in green ink, bathing in interconnected pools and tubes. The women are smiling, relaxed, like they're at some bizarre medieval spa. The pools connect in impossible plumbing systems. Some women are stepping into jars. Others are emerging from tubes connected to what might be organs or roots or cosmic structures. What does this mean? Is it about bathing rituals? Human reproduction? Alchemical processes? The circulation of bodily fluids? Some scholars think it might represent the female reproductive system rendered symbolically. Others think it's pure fantasy. Nobody knows. The fourth section is pharmaceutical. More plant drawings, but this time combined with jars and containers, suggesting recipes or medical preparations. Again, the plants are unidentifiable. The containers are labeled with the mysterious script, presumably listing ingredients or instructions we cannot read. And finally, there's the stars section. Pages dense with text and occasional star-like symbols. This might be the recipe section, or an index, or continuous prose, or prayers. We're just guessing. Now you might be thinking, surely with modern technology, we've made progress, right? Actually, yes and no. Carbon dating in 2009 revealed that the vellum, the animal skin pages, dates to the early 15th century, somewhere between 1404 and 1438. So we know roughly when it was made. That rules out it being a modern hoax at least. The ink has been analyzed. It's consistent with medieval inks. No modern chemicals. Everything checks out as genuinely old. Statistically, the text has been run through every computer analysis imaginable. And here's what's strange. It has properties of natural language. The word frequency follows something called Zipf's law, which real languages follow but random gibberish doesn't. There are patterns, repetitions, structures that suggest actual meaning. But it also has weird properties that no natural language has. Words repeat too often. Certain character combinations show up in suspicious patterns. It's almost like language, but not quite. This has led to several theories. Theory 1. It's a genuine text in an unknown language or cipher. Maybe it's a lost language from some isolated community. Maybe it's an artificial language invented by one person. Maybe it's a sophisticated cipher that encrypts actual medieval Latin or Italian. The problem? Every decryption attempt has failed. Professional cryptographers who broke World War II codes couldn't crack it. Modern AI trained on hundreds of languages can't identify it. If it's a cipher, it's the most sophisticated cipher ever created in medieval times, far beyond anything else from that era. Theory 2. It's an elaborate hoax. Maybe some medieval con artist created it to sell to a wealthy patron who wanted an exotic book of secrets. Create something that looks ancient and mysterious, fill it with gibberish, add weird drawings, and sell it for a fortune. The problem? That's an enormous amount of effort for a hoax. The manuscript has over 200 pages of consistent, flowing text. The handwriting never wavers. The illustrations are elaborate and detailed. Who would spend years creating this just to make a quick sale? And if it was meant to fool someone, why make it so obviously weird? Theory 3. It's glossolalia, ecstatic religious babbling written down. Some mystics enter trance states and speak in tongues, streams of sound that seem like language but aren't. Maybe someone wrote down their religious visions, their ecstatic utterances, their communications with the divine. The text would look like language because the writer believed it was language, received from God or angels. This would explain why it has language-like properties but can't be translated. It's not actually encoding meaning, it's just the sound of religious ecstasy frozen on the page. Theory 4. It's an herbal or alchemical manual in heavy code. During the medieval period, knowledge was power, and powerful knowledge was dangerous. Alchemists, herbalists, and early scientists often wrote in code to protect their discoveries from rivals or from the church. Maybe the Voynich Manuscript is a genuine medical or alchemical text, encrypted so thoroughly that only the initiated could read it. The plant drawings might be real recipes disguised. The bathing women might represent alchemical processes symbolically. The problem? If so, the code died with its creator. No one passed it down. No key survived. The knowledge, if it exists, is locked forever.
Theory 5. It's an early constructed language experiment. Maybe some brilliant medieval linguist decided to invent an entire language from scratch, complete with its own grammar, vocabulary, and writing system. Then they wrote a book in it, an encyclopedia of imaginary botany, astronomy, and medicine. Why? Maybe as an intellectual exercise. Maybe as a philosophical experiment about the nature of language itself. Maybe they were just really, really bored. Recently, some researchers have claimed breakthroughs. In 2017, a researcher announced the manuscript was written in abbreviated Latin using a lost shorthand system. Except when other experts checked, the translations were nonsense. In 2019, someone claimed it was written in a Turkish dialect. Again, the translations didn't hold up to scrutiny. Every few years, someone announces they've cracked it. And every time, the solution falls apart under closer examination. The Voynich Manuscript has a way of making people see patterns that aren't there. It's like a linguistic Rorschach test. You find in it whatever you're looking for. And the real meaning, if it exists, remains hidden. So where does that leave us? We have a genuine medieval manuscript, expensively made, filled with consistent text that looks like language but can't be read. We have bizarre illustrations that don't match known reality. We have a book that has survived 600 years, passing through the hands of scholars and emperors and collectors, and still nobody knows what it says. Maybe that's the point. Maybe the Voynich Manuscript isn't meant to be read. Maybe it's meant to be mysterious. Maybe its purpose is to make us wonder, to remind us that not everything can be solved, that some secrets remain secrets forever. Or maybe tomorrow, someone will figure it out. Some AI breakthrough, some new linguistic approach, some lucky guess will unlock it, and we'll finally know what the naked women in the green pools mean, what the impossible plants are for, what cosmic secrets the astronomical diagrams reveal. Until then, it sits in its vault at Yale, waiting. A book full of words that might be words, or might be nothing at all. The book no one can read. The mystery that won't die. The Voynich Manuscript.
The past holds infinite secrets. Please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and activate notifications to join us on every new journey between myth and history.